If you're feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or disconnected from yourself, it's actually not your fault. We've been so conditioned in our culture and our society, and what it teaches us is to be up in our thoughts. And up here is what we believe is where all the answers come from, where we need to be coming from. But there's another solution. And in today's video, I'm going to go into different ways that we've been conditioned to believe these things about ourselves, but then as well, what is the solution? What is the other way that we can start living that is more at ease, more in flow in our life? So thank you for joining me today. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach, and I help you start to look within, to start to connect to your own inner knowing. And currently, if you check in the dialog box below, there's a freebie that you can snag up, which is about tools and tips that you can use to actually start connecting into your own body wisdom. So again, do check that out. That's in the dialog box below. As a kid, when summers would come around, my brother and I would watch Star Wars on VHS. We'd put that VHS tape in and we'd watch it over and over and over every single day. Throughout summer, we had the original series, so we'd watch the series just over and over. And for myself, I never went out, played outside, or rarely did. Never did dance classes, not really into many sports, so I was never really outside moving. Instead, I was very sedimentary, where, it's like I'm sitting all day long watching TV shows. Like I could easily watch TV that, maybe 10 channels if we even had that. But that said, I could easily just sit around, and maybe I would draw a little bit. Then, when computers did become a household thing, I could easily be on the computer all day long, not really getting outside, not really moving. And I share that because I was so disconnected from this body awareness. And I didn't learn anything about connecting with my body. And I also didn't listen to it. Like instead, I was very watching things visual and in my head with thoughts, drawing maybe, but again, it was not really connecting or listening within. And what we learned instead was this idea of mind over matter or mind over our body. And we would push through things and you'd feel the pain. Like I would feel pain in my lower back if I was sitting at my computer for too long, and I would be like, oh, let me just go get some pain meds. I didn't listen to the signals of my body. Like I might have wrist pain, and again, just go get the pain meds. I wouldn't even get up if I started to feel those sensations. I would just keep working away. So it was this belief or this story that it's like, oh, it's just a hindrance. It's just a thing in the way. And the idea of hustle culture came along too, and it really was this push harder, work harder, and you'll progress and you'll be better off. And in that hustle culture, it was all about pushing, making, forcing, working long, crazy hours, never listening to your body or listening to the gut and listening to the things that can actually get you into flow. And rather than having to force, you actually can listen to the guidance of where you can go, and it's so much easier. So we're so conditioned to just force and control and make it happen rather than listening to those inner signals. As well, I was very, very in a place of believing that everyone else's opinions were more important than mine. But also, it's like, oh, I'll go to the experts. I'll go to and abide by the rules of what need to happen, or the systems that are in place. And that is what I need to go by rather than listening to these inner voices in myself. So I always believed that all those things were more important than what my inner voice was saying. And I share those examples because we have lost or never even had the trust in our own inner knowing and being able to listen within, listening and trusting those yeses and nos. And I know for myself, I've been in this perpetual cycle in my head, chasing satisfaction, like really like, I want this, chasing after it, but it never comes. So I share those again because as you start tapping within, that satisfaction does come within. So what then can you do? Rather than being in this place of mind over matter, we have to be in these thoughts and control things. What you can do instead is start to connect into your own body knowing. And as you connect in, you start to see your body actually never lies. Your body will tighten up when you're saying yes to something and it's saying no. Like, have you ever had that kind of situation where you're like, oh, sure, I can do this, and your body's like, I don't want to do this. And it's like, no, but you're forcing yourself to do actually what is not aligned or right in yourself. And your intuition, your inner knowing, that information is in your body. So that gut feeling, your heart opening up and becoming expansive, those little signals that are coming from within you are those intuitive knowings of a yes or I'm not sure about this. So as you connect into those things within your body, you start to then know and be able to say, this is what is correct for me and aligned for me, rather than just following the rules or the thoughts or the things, the other experts that you think actually have the answers, but they don't have the answers for you. And when you start getting into listening to the rhythm of your body, not just what your head is thinking or needing, like your sleep rhythms, your eating patterns and rhythms, your body knows and is sending you these signals of this is what is working for me. And when you get into those rhythms in yourself, you actually start getting into a flow. You start getting into a place that feels, again, more aligned in yourself versus forcing or controlling. Like if you're working crazy hours and you're working late into the evening, your body is going, I need rest now, but you keep forcing and controlling. And you then end up shifting into a place where you're not listening to those inner cues. And you're like, well, that's all great hearing how listening to my body will help me, but how do I get there? What do I do? So I have 5 different things, little exercises you can start doing to tap into and connect with your inner knowing. And the first one is when you need to make a decision, check in with your body and start to learn what is a yes and what is a no in yourself. Is it tightening, which is a no, or is it opening, expansive, which is more of a yes? Like, what does your body feel when you need to make this decision? And the second one, which along those same lines of making a decision, is starting to trust on simple things. So you can start to do those little check-ins of listening to, when do I need to eat? What decision do I need to make? Like little things, as you start trusting the hits that are in you, you start developing your own language of listening to the body. And the third one is following the energy. And what I mean by this is, does this, whatever thing I need to do, energize me or does it drain me? And follow those things that do energize you or do make you feel good. And notice those things that are starting to drain you. And then why are you choosing those things if you do? And the fourth thing is doing regular body scans. So a body scan is really just checking down your body and noticing any sensations, any emotions, like what is coming up in your body, any tight areas, any open areas. You can do these body scans as well when you're in different locations and see how you react differently in different places or with different people. And this starts to build up your own, again, inner language that you have of knowing how your body responds in different situations, in different feelings, and what is going on in you. And finally, give space to your body's emotional waves. Like we all are going to go in and out of our feelings, ups and downs. And for myself, one day I'll be pissed off and angry and be like, where did this come from? And the next day I'll be happy and light and bubbly. And I always want to be in the happy, light, and bubbly, but when I'm in those down places, the sad, the hurt, the frustrated, the angry, the kind of place, I then give space for it and be like, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now, and connect with it rather than like, I'm just going to ignore you and suppress this. As you suppress it, it's going to come up louder and louder and louder. Versus if you actually give space for it and listen to what it needs or what's going on, you're actually able to shift it faster and process it and move on and get back even just to a neutral place. Like often for myself, I'm like, I just want to get back to neutral. I don't have to get over to the high, happy, bubbly place. I just want to be back to a neutral place. So it is about giving it space and giving it that connection, awareness, and listening to what it needs. So this week, I invite you to let your body lead. Even if you just do it once, connect with it in a certain way and see what shifts. See how your life starts to alter or shift as you connect into and start listening to what's going on in your own body and the wisdom that is coming through there. And thank you guys again for joining me today. And currently in the dialog box below, you'll see I have a mini course, the link to the mini course, which is about journeying back into your inner knowing, which is coming from this place, pushing, making, having to control things, and getting reconnected into your inner knowing, and in different ways connecting back with yourself. So again, do check that out in the dialog box below. And I would be curious to know, add in the comments below if you are disconnected, connected with your body, if you too spent your childhood just watching films, whatever it was, like me, and never learned this connection within. I would be curious. Do put in the comments below. Thank you guys again. And if you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.